I met Brian after college.
I met her when I got my
first
real job. I was working as a loan officer.
And I was a underwriting assistant.
I liked her.
I worked on the 3rd floor and Brian worked on the 2nd floor.
It's funny, the way that it really began was, it's the miracle, I guess, of email.
And you know those forwards where you would ask, like, do you prefer chocolate or vanilla? Do you eat the stems of broccoli or not?
You know, you have different email jokes and things that you forward on to people.
And Brian and I just emailed back and forth a little bit.
She got added on to the forwarding list of things I'd send out or things I'd receive. And Intentionally, yeah. And eventually there was some replies, and eventually everyone else on the email list just fell off. It was just she and I.
It's kind of like a divide and conquer of it.
That's exactly what it was. It was a strategy, and it worked. Exactly.
We were actually going to have our first date on a Sunday, and we couldn't wait. And he came over on Saturday.
Actually, it was the Friday.
On Saturday.
Because the date to Zalo was on a Sunday.
And he came over and we watched a movie on Saturday.
In fact, you know what? It wasn't even a movie. I think we just watched TV.
So that's really our first date.
Our actual, real, official first date, we went to a restaurant in Minneapolis called Zalo. We dressed up and all the whole shebang. I borrowed money to be able to bring her there because I was broke. But I remember, the thing I remember the most about that date was walking into the place, and I remember the feeling of like, everyone's looking at me going like, look at that guy she's with.
Wait. How did you ask her out for this date?
Via email. I know, it's awful. She's funny. She's really funny. She's really... obviously she's beautiful. The first thing I saw was she's beautiful. And then beyond there, it's just our personalities just clicked really well. And she puts up with me.
We just got along so well. And he cares about me. And he takes care of me.
She's very supportive in my nerdism. My nerddom.
What do I think he loves about me?
What first attracted him to you?
You're hot. I had candy on my desk. And we've been together most every day since.
That is true. It is.
I was more than surprised, and surprised at the fact that I was surprised.
But she had no idea that I was actually going to do it.
I had been waiting for him to propose for
let's see here. Probably about a month.
For 2 years. 2 years.
But it was probably a month of actually researching what ring I was going to buy.
By the time he proposed, we had been dating for 5.
And then the actual research of the research.
I'm your man.
I was born in Minneapolis, grew up in Bloomington. Bloomington was a great place to grow up because it was a big suburb of Minneapolis, so there's a lot of kids our age. Playing baseball, I loved playing baseball growing up. I had a pretty small family. Me, my sister, my mom, my dad, and my 2 grandmothers. My grandmother lived with us actually from the time I was born.
Just one sister?
Just one sister, 8 years older. So there's always a pretty big age gap. I think she liked me up until I could start talking. She is a gymnastics coach.
I'm your man.